Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Could Stop Time, and it's kind of an unscripted movie as well. And yeah, guys, I am really working on your story idea, so don't worry about it. It will just take some time. I hope you like those one. They will be coming soon to the channel. And yeah, if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin with our story. Our story begins 5 years later, the QB attack. It was night of 11th October, the day the QB attack happened 5 years ago. We see a huge mob with many pitchforks and knives of civilians and some shinobi chasing after a boy, 5-year-old, with blonde hair and blue eyes. The boy was running. He was in tattered clothes as the mob chased him, calling him demon and so on. As the boy took a turn in a fateful alleyway, there was a dead end. He was not scared. His heart beat millions miles a second as the mob enclosed near him. "Now where are you gonna go, demon? Please don't hurt me," Naruto said. As they were about to hit him, Naruto was tired of the countless beating. "No, you have caused us enough pain. It is only honor if we return the favor, isn't it, guys?" "Yeah," all of them said, as they were about to hurt Naruto again on his birthday. Naruto was tired as he yelled, "Stop!" "What?" "I said stop!" Like we are going to. As the man was about to swing a knife which was about to impale Naruto. "Stop it!" Naruto yelled with so much force that a force was bursted from his body and his voice within 30 meters radius, and that included everyone in the mob. Time froze. Everyone was still. Not a thing moved. Naruto opened his eyes as he didn't feel the pain after some seconds. What? I don't. As he opened his eyes widened. What is going on here? They seem frozen. As then, the third Hokage and Anbu arrived. "Naruto, what are they doing?" As he rushed inside without thinking and saw that Naruto was okay. "Naruto, my boy, are you okay?" "Yes, Gigi, I am. But these people..." As Hiruzen then got back to his senses and looked, as Ananbu spoke, "Hokage-sama, it seemed that they are frozen." And not only that, another Anbu spoke, "The animals, the cats and the birds, they are frozen as well in the air. It seemed as if the..." Hokage said, "Time has stopped." He looked at Naruto, contemplating things. "Naruto, is this done by you?" "I don't know, Gigi. I promise I didn't do anything. I just said stop and they stopped." I see." As the Hokage picked up Naruto and got on a rooftop where his Anbu were. "Naruto, can you try off making them move?" "Move!" Naruto yelled again, thinking that he yelled them to stop. As something incredible happened. Everything went back to normal. As the knife swung by, which was about to impale air, the man was quite surprised by this. Where did the demon go? The Hokage was mad after hearing this. That was a council member leading the group, and he was the one who always got away after doing this kind of stuff. We'll get him next time, like we always do." As they were about to turn away, they saw someone. As they froze, their blood ran cold. There stood, in all his glory, was the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, and in his arms were a 5-year-old kid that they were thinking, as they all were now sweating. Hokage-sama, we can explain." What were you doing?" "We were just having a meeting, right guys?" "Yeah." "Nice try. Me and my Anbu saw the whole ordeal. Lucky for Naruto over here, he has just unlocked his Gekigenkai, it seems, and you were prevented from harming him anymore." It is impossible. He's a demon. He can't have any." I told you he's just a jailer, holding the said thing back. What is going on, Gigi? I will tell you, Naruto. I have stalled enough, and it seems my decision at the time has proven me wrong yet again. I promise I will tell you later. And if you killed him or successfully killed him, which caused Naruto to flinch at the ice-cold voice of his Gigi, as he was talking to other people, but it was still scary. Then, the said demon would have been released, finishing what had started 5 years ago. The people's blood ran cold, now even more. They were turning pale and blue. It can't be, isn't he? No, he's not. Can't you see he's a normal child? He bleeds whenever you hurt him. He pleads to say, please, I didn't do anything. He doesn't know. He holds the damn thing back from the village. He's a hero. But you are just too dense to think that through, isn't it? From hereby, Naruto is under my care and the care of Sarutobi clan. For whoever hurts him, it will be declared war on our clan. The people flinched. Now they were doomed. They couldn't get their hands on the boy now. Even if he was the jailer, it was a way for them to vent off their anger, and now they couldn't do it. And I will be personally training him from now on, holding off of his power and the power of the said demon. For whoever hurt him, I will give him open permission to fire and shot back, and there will be no charges pressed against him. Now the people were damn right terrified, because if they ever tried to hurt him, he will just retaliate, go as far as to kill them, and the Hokage wouldn't bat an eye. They were doomed. And worry not, the documents have been sent to the daimyo, and he has approved of this motion, because he too knew of Naruto's heritage. Gigi, you know about my parents? And what is this heritage? Naruto, my boy, as I told you, I will tell you in the office. I have been holding a lot of things. I hope you will forgive me, but please know that it was done so that you will be kept safe, but I didn't think that through. You were harmed within your village, in which you should feel safe. He said the words with venom as he turned back to the mob. Anbu, take them to Ibiki, and then, after they're done being interrogated, throw them to blood prison. Send them there. They are to stay there for the rest of their lives. Every one of them was now having a panic attack. Their lives just turned upside down because they followed this idiot. They turned against the man from the council chambers who told them he will take care of everything. Nobody will get harmed. This is your fault. What? The leader said. You were the one who said we will not get into trouble for harming the kid. Now look at us. What are going to happen to our family? Look, I asked a person threw a metal rod at him. It hit him in the head. It caused him to bleed. The Anbus got into action and subdued them all and took them to Ibiki's, INT department. As Hokage, in his arms, a 5-year-old Naruto walked back to the council chambers, where the council meeting was being held. But once they entered, they were surprised to see that all of the civilian council were being held captive by Shinobi Council as per orders of the Hokage. And not only that, the elders were kept in place. What is he doing here, Hokage-sama? Well, there have been secrets held from all of you. I am sorry to say, he said, looking towards the Shinobi clan heads. It means you as well. They have been secrets regarding Naruto that I hope to tell him in the future, but I didn't. That I hope to tell him in the future, but it seems because of my own foolishness, I have to do it now. What are the secrets regarding that Jinchuriki, Hokage-sama? Asked Hiyashi Yuga. Hiyashi, you remember Minato Namikaze, right? And Kushino Uzumaki? Yes, they were best friends with all of us. And they helped us a lot, all of us. I can vouch for that, right everyone? Hiyashi said, as everyone nodded. Yes, it is true, Hokage said. Well, Naruto is their son. He, Minato, used his own son as the Jinchuriki. On his birth, well, someone kidnapped Kushina, a masked man, as Minato said in his dying breaths. And seeing that the QB was released, he saw no other chance just to seal the thing inside his son. I know what you are all thinking. Why would I hide such a, well, secret from you? Well, the thing is, I wanted Naruto's heritage to be protected. That's what Minato wanted. But we didn't think this through thoroughly because we didn't have time at the time. But now that I think about it, it was a foolish act on my behalf. I should have told everyone who he was. Not well everyone, just you guys. You might have taken care of Naruto better. I shouldn't have put him in the orphanage. It is my fault, and for that I apologize. The clan heads were shocked. The civilians were enraged that the demon was related to their Hokage, and they didn't believe it one bit. Like we're going to believe it, said one of the fat civilians. Oh, you will, because there are documents that prove of Naruto's death, and they are certified by me as a witness, and not only that, it is stamped by none other than Tsunade Senju. She was there the night Naruto was born. And some of us, in their almighty knowledge and glory, thought that it was right to show her the corpse of a dead child and make her believe that Naruto was dead, making her leave the village for once and for all, he said, looking towards and glaring at Danzo. He has never seen Hiruzen this mad. Oh no. Well, shit hit the fan now. He couldn't do anything. I did what was best for the village. No, you did what was best for you. You didn't think this through, did you, Danzo? I have interrogated all of you, he said, looking at the one who were held captive. You have betrayed Konoha, and as per orders of Daimyo, you are to all be executed. You can't do this to us. No, I'm not. Danzo, the Hokage is. Hiruzen, you will pay for this. Oh yeah? The Hokage then said, forming a hand seal, putting Naruto down. Elemental style. 5 element staffs, as 5 elemental staffs were formed from lightning, water, earth, and fire and air, all stabbed inside Danzo's heart, as Danzo choked out on blood and died. You have been executed, Danzo. As the 2 other, elders and the civilian council members were now shivering in fear. The Hokage just killed an elder, like that. Didn't you hear my words? The daimyo approved of this motion. He knows who Naruto is, and you know the ironic thing? The daimyo was in debt of Kushina, and, he looked up to her like a big sister, and once he knew that her big sister's son was treated like this inside the village, what do you think is going to happen? This caused the villagers and their blood to run cold. They were now pale alongside the elders. You didn't tell us. But Danzo did. I know everything, Homura Kuharu. It was your plan to overthrow me. But guess again. I let things slide because I knew I was gathering evidence and was showing this evidence to the daimyo. He lost trust in you completely when it was proven by his own spy, which was inside the civilian council members. His identity is safe. I'm not going to reveal it. Don't worry, you will be freed. But as for those who have and were involved in this corruption and sin, you will all pay the price with your lives. And this will be revealed to all of the populace. Tomorrow, the day of your execution, and alongside Naruto's heritage will be revealed. This meeting is adjourned. Anbu take them to the prison. As they were protested, but the Anbus took them all. And the root was discovered and freed from the seal that Danzo placed on their tongues and were enrolled back into normal Anbu under Hiruzen's command. Hiruzen was acting up. He had taken Naruto under his care, he had told the Shinobi Council. As Naruto was taken by a masked Anbu with silver hair that defied gravity. Hiruzen turned to them, as they were all angry with this, as Hiyashi spoke. Hokage-sama, I'm going to say this, but why would you hide this from us? We could have taken care of the boy, and we had formed alliances. At least our wives did. Yes, said Inoichi. Well, my Ino-chan was to wed with his boy. Well, same could be said for Hinata, said Hiyashi. Come on, guys. It's not that bad. I mean, what a drag. Okage-sama, this, you lied to us, but we get it. You wanted to protect the boy, but you didn't think this through, nor did Minato. He always was a bookworm, but he didn't beat me. You could have at least consulted with me. I know, and now I regret it. I should have. But please heed my words. It was a critical time, and I didn't think this through. The village was in the dumps. People's morale was low. And not only that, Naruto became, well, orphan. And our village has taken a huge blow after the death of our four Hokage. So what are we going to do? I'm going to inform Tsunade what happened. And she will be back. She's the godmother of the child. The same could be said for Jiraiya as well. He was not at the time in the village, but he was informed of the death behind my back by Danzo. I will send for my student and call them back. They will once again retake their role and hopefully train him and raise him properly this time. And I will be overlooking and training him as well. The kid is going to be a beast in the future, said none other than Choja Akamichi as he was munching. Well, it's a good thing that Minato's boy is alive. We all thought he was dead, thanks to the elders. As they all nodded. As Tazumi then said, well boys, are you forgetting something? What? Hiyashi said, pay up. I told you they were going to have a child sooner or later, but you didn't believe. As they all groaned and paid her 100 yens each. As Tazumi was counting money because she just became rich after winning the bet that they placed, 6 years ago. As time skipped, they all went home, and Naruto was still staying at the Hiruzen Sarutobi's compound with his family. It was not a compound though, it was just a house, a clan house. As Asuma and, his daughter were informed of what happened to Naruto and who he was, they were quite surprised with this, and Hiruzen then called for his friend at home in his office and sent 2 scrolls to be given to the slugs and the toads. It was signed by him. As the little monkey went away in a puff of smoke, he now just waited and was contemplating on what his students' reactions are going to be. From rage to confusion, that's what he thought. As we go back to Naruto, Naruto was confused. He couldn't sleep at the night. His life has been just turned upside down just because he could stop time. That's what his Gigi told him, and told him to be careful to not stop time anymore, not before his heritage was revealed. And he told him that there will be more dangers coming his way now, because there are many enemies outside the village of his father and mother who will seek revenge on him. Naruto was afraid of this, but he was happy that his parents loved him. But he was sad that his dad had to do this to him. He was the reason of his life turning out like this. But deep down, he knew it was for the best. If he was the Hokage, he would have tried to save his village as well. And at the cost of his son, yes, doing the same. So he forgave his parents. He has seen the picture of his family. He was happy. He cried, knowing that he lost his family and he was an orphan. But he cried in relief as well, knowing that they loved him. Naruto fell asleep that night crying. The next day came, and the execution was held publicly. People were confused by this, but once the sins were revealed of corruption and how the embezzlement was done by the said people, they wholeheartedly agree. And after that, Naruto's heritage was revealed alongside with documents, and it was revealed by none other than Daimyo himself, who has came on a short notice to the village and was there for execution and Naruto's heritage reveal. And Daimyo now then revealed to the people that Naruto was under his care as well, hitting the final nail in the coffin. People lost all hatred towards Naruto and wanted to make amends. Naruto thought they were hypocrite and was, he didn't like this. He just wanted to have a normal life and wanted to become strong. He was now put under shadow of his, well, parents. He even talked to Hokage about this. The Hokage said, well, he will, once he become a shinobi, overshadow his parents' achievements and become his own person. He didn't have to worry. And Naruto's training began from that day by Hiruzen. Hiruzen helped him to unlock his chakra, and Naruto was the youngest one in the village at the time to unlock chakra. And after a week, his students came by in the village. It was quite a task to calm them down and let them meet Naruto. After they explained how they were told that he was dead at his birth by the elders, who were now killed off, thankfully, Naruto was relieved and forgave them. And, well, they started to live in a house that was Minato's. Jiraiya started to teach Naruto Fuinjutsu and other techniques of his father as well, and introduced him to toads. And he was surprised alongside with Kushina about hearing Naruto could stop time. They didn't believe it, so Jiraiya summoned Gamabunta and told him to attack Naruto. Gamabunta was surprised by this, but Jiraiya reassured him. As he was about to attack, he jumped into the air, unsheathing his sword and hitting Naruto. Naruto yelled out, "Stop!" Everything stopped. Gamabunta froze in air. It was surprising for Jiraiya and Tsunade to see this. Naruto moved away from him, far away so that he wouldn't get hurt, where Jiraiya was standing. As he said, "Move!" he yelled out. He yelled out to him as the sword struck the ground, destroying it. As the toad was surprised. Huh? What happened? Where is the kid? As he looked back where Jiraiya was standing, as Naruto waved. "See? I told you!" What an interesting ability. Well, kid, next time you summon me, I hope you want to become our summoner. I really like your style. Sure, Gamabunta-sama. I like you, kid. You got manners. And with that said, the huge toad boss disappeared. As Naruto just stood there as Jiraiya and Tsunade was talking to each other. That is an amazing ability. I am truly terrified. What if it fall into wrong people's hand? Yes, it truly is a terrifying ability, said Jiraiya. But, you know, Tsunade Hime, we are here. That is why we are here. To guide him and to prevent that from happening. She said with a nod, as they watched Naruto training in taijutsu. Time skip. 5 years later, Naruto was 10 years old and was in academy. He was a top student, tying with Sasuke Uchiha, the last remaining Uchiha thanks to the elders. Hokage thought that it might be best to reveal the truth behind the Uchiha massacre, with consulting with the other clan heads and Jiraiya and Tsunade, who were his new advisors. Well, they all agreed, and Uchiha Sasuke was called 1 month prior to our present. Flashback 1 month ago, Uchiha Sasuke was fidgeting as he was called to council chambers. He has seen many of the council shinobi men being killed 5 years ago. He was afraid why the Hokage called him, but he knew the Hokage wouldn't hurt him because he's the last Uchiha. As he entered, he saw that there were shinobi clan heads and, well, 2 of the Sanin who were students of the third Hokage and the Hokage himself. "Ah, Sasuke-kun, come in, sit down." There was a chair in the center as Sasuke bowed and sat down on the chair. "Well, why did you call me, Hokage-sama?" "Well, we called you here to tell you the truth behind the Uchiha massacre." "The truth? But isn't it obvious that my brother killed him? Killed them all?" He went rogue. Sasuke said he still had distaste in his mouth by saying brother. As the Hokage said, "Well, Sasuke, I want to apologize because it was because of elders' orders and Danzo. They went behind my back and ordered the massacre because Uchihas were planning a coup d'etat." "What? I don't believe you," he said. As the clanner said, "It is the truth. We have evidence that we found in the Uchiha council chamber. Here." They showed them and him the documents. As Sasuke read, his eyes widened. He couldn't believe in the petition of the coup. The sign of the main head was also there. His father's sign were there. And not only that, his mother's somewhat supported this as well. And there were many of his friends and relatives signed there. Almost all the clan agreed to this. Then Sasuke asked, why? Why would they do this? And why would Nichan kill them? Why didn't he join them then? Well, Itachi had a mindset of Hokage. He was a prodigy. And he didn't want to shed any harm innocent blood, because he has seen horrors of war, and his parents' plan were going to cause that many children to be orphaned and many unnecessary death. He pleaded to me. I wanted him to interrogate more on this matter and wanted to negotiate with your father and parents. Well, that's what I wanted, not my advisors at the time, who are dead thankfully, and Danzo, the elder, wanted, as they went behind my back and fabricated documents from Daimyo-sama and got my seal on the document, making it legit, and showed it to Itachi as an order to, exterminate the Uchiha clan. Sasuke's eyes widened. You mean to say that? Yes, but he wanted to do this on one condition. He said he wanted to protect you. That is why what he did. And he sees you as a way of redemption. Yeah, kid, said Jiraiya. Sorry, Sensei, I'm gonna talk from here. Go on. He came to me after that and told me that a masked man, similar to the one who caused the QB attack 10 years ago, came to him and told him that he wanted him to join our organization known as Akatsuki. He was willing to join, but he came to me first and he wanted to be my spy. And I, agreed. I know where he is, and I talk to him some time now and then. Really? I want him back. I want to apologize. Sasuke was in tears after hearing this. His Nissan still protected him, even after doing this horrible thing. And here he was, planning a revenge that was, kind of his own parents' fault. As Itachi was the one who did the right thing, even in his eyes. He didn't want any other children to go through what he had gone through. And now he knew why his brother did it. He wanted him back. He pleaded to Hokage. The Hokage told him to rest assured he will be called back, but he's on a mission now, a long-term mission. He has gathered some intel that cannot be disclosed to him yet because he's not a shinobi of the village. This caused Sasuke to trust more of the shinobi and, kill his emo attitude then and there. He started to open up to people again. And, Ino, surprisingly, and Hinata were now more open and talkative to Naruto. Naruto was happy to have friends. Ino liked Naruto, but she followed Sasuke's fangirls because it was, trend kind of, and she was a trendy girl who followed trend here and there. But inside her heart, only one person remained, Naruto, who helped her when she was in a ditch, when she lost her parents' family heirloom, a hairpin that was, passed down in Yamanaka clan, from Yamanaka clan's women mainly. And Naruto helped her find it. It took them all day, but she couldn't find it. She returned, and Naruto stayed there and found it, and then rushed back when she was about to tell her parents. As her parents were getting mad and thinking that she lost it, as Naruto then returned, still covered in mud, and said, Ino-chan, you forgot this with me, and I kind of forgot it as well to give you back. I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, but she kind of left it with me. Here, he hurriedly gave the pin to her and rushed outside of the shop. The parents were surprised by this. Isn't that? The mother said, as Inoichi nodded yes. As he then looked towards Ino. Ino, have you any explanation to do? As Ino then told them the truth, they were surprised the boy would do such a thing for their daughter. Well, that was the time Ino started to develop a crush. She saw that Naruto was loyal and was, well, caring person for others. He put others before himself, and that was a plus in Ino's eyes. Plus, he was kind of cute with the whisker marks and blonde hair and blue eyes. And he helped Hinata as he did in canon after 1 year after. That is when she developed her crush on Naruto. And now that their parents told who Naruto really was, well, it was kind of public knowledge. Well, and dad, they were engaged to him. They, well, started to push it and started to be with him more. They even sat with him next to him on each side. Naruto, well, saw that Sakura was long gone and was a fangirl, and Ino convinced him, and Naruto let go of his tiny crush on a girl, and was happy to be with his friends, his best friends. He still, well, tried to challenge Sasuke here and there. Sasuke saw this as an annoyance at first, but now he saw this as Naruto's way of saying that he was there for him, and he was his friend. The Konoha 12 bonded like this with each other. Sakura let go of her tendencies of fangirlism as well along the year. And 2 years later, they were strong Genins. The academy has changed, well, with the help of advisor and Hokage pressing on it alongside the Shinobi Council. There was no civilian council anymore. The Hokage distributed the work amongst the clan heads and the advisors alongside him. They all worked the Shinobi Councils and pulled the weight. The village was prospering now. The funding was now honestly done, and there was no corruption inside the village. They were strong financially and economically. And the academy has shifted from being a total joke to somewhat on Konoha standard in the wars. And Naruto was now a taijutsu expert on Lee's level, as he was still a Genin. And ninjutsu wise, he was doing okay. He still mastered the Rasengan and was trying to perfect it, just like his father wanted. He still learned the Harishin, but his main arsenal, well, the ace in his sleeve was that his Genkaikai to stop time. He could stop time, which he showed to his classmates, and everyone was surprised to see that. Even Sasuke was intrigued and was quite happy that Naruto was his friend, not his enemy, because it will be impossible to deal with such enemy if he could stop time and stop you and, well, kill you, and God knows what he would do. As time was for the team placements, team placement went as in canon, and hence Team 7 was again formed. Their introduction went as in canon as well. This time Sasuke wanted to bring back his brother, and Naruto wanted to help his teammates and, well, wanted to be more stronger than his parents. He knew about Kakashi because Kakashi came clean after his heritage was revealed. And Naruto, well, was happy that his brother Ino, who he called him as because of his Anbu mask, helped him a lot when he was in a village. Itachi was happy. He gained a little brother and somewhat his depression was gone. Now he was happy to, well, teach his brother, but he had other jobs to do. Teach Sasuke how to wield his Sharingan, make Sakura a Genjutsu expert if he could. While they were training, Tsunade piqued interest in the three girls who she wanted to apprentice, and submitted files to Hokage. As she was standing there talking after the Genin exams. Are you sure about this? Yeah, these three are quite interesting and have perfect chakra control. Yamanaka, Hinata Hyuga, and Sakura Haruno. Why her? Well, the girl is smart and has, well, nice chakra control, so I think she will be a good apprentice as well. But three, are you sure about this, Tsunade? Yes, sensei. I want my grandmother's technique to pass down. I want to have my own legacy, even if I can't have it in the form of my own child. Said the Hokage, as he approved. So Jiraiya, have you picked an apprentice? You're kidding, right, sensei? I have picked up Naruto. Well, so have I. Really, sensei? And other student? No, Jiraiya, you were my students. He's an apprentice. I see. As, well, Naruto was being trained and apprenticed by two of the legendary shinobis, a sign and the third Hokage, the professor himself. Naruto was given two contracts, the Toads and the Monkey King. He could summon the staff and fight with it. It was his main weapon. He learned the way of the staff as well. As time their training was going well, and so could be said for the D rank missions. It was going okay because they worked perfectly after they passed the test, obviously, which incredibly this time went well because they listened to each other and worked together. And they passed. And time came for their first C rank mission, as they went on a first C rank and encountered the Demon Brothers. The Genins were able to take them down easily because they were tuning level. But when the time came for them to meet with Zabuza, Kakashi was the one who was battling, as Naruto summoned the Monkey King Enma and turned him into staff and battled with Zabuza, helping out Kakashi as Sasuke and Sakura were there to protect Tazuna. The fight went on, but Zabuza at the end was overpowering Naruto. He beat him as Naruto was bruised badly, but he didn't back down either. He was Naruto Uzumaki Namegaza for God's sake, and he formed Rasengan in his hand, the technique his sensei told him only to use in a ditch, and he smashed it inside of ribs of Zabuza, which caused them to crack and impale his lung as he was thrown into the woods as a hunter masked nin jumped down, as he threw Senbon's and Zabuza's neck, rendering him unconscious. "Thank you. I'm from Kiri, a hunter nin. I will bring him back. Thanks for your assistance." As Kakashi then said, "No worries, you can take him." As the hunter nin took Zabuza's body and vanished, as Kakashi was now, suffering from chakra depletion due to overusage of his Sharingan, as he was huffing and puffing. "Guys, we gotta go back to Tazuna's house," Naruto said as he was still hissing in pain. Sasuke and Sakura moved forward. They were learning some healing ninjutsu for Sakura and some of Sharingan jutsus from Sasuke. "Damn it. Naruto, you're hurt," Sakura said. "Yeah. Well, he kicked me in the ribs. I think I broke some," as Naruto then coughed up some blood. "Damn it, Naruto, it looks serious. Lie down. Let me check." She performed the Mystic Palm Jutsu and used a little bit of healing, as Naruto's ultimate healing kicked in as well. After an hour or so, he was healed, so much that he could walk again, and the bleeding stopped inwardsly. "It looks like the bleeding has stopped," Sakura said, checking again. "What are we going to do with Kakashi-sensei?" Naruto formed two clones and carried him. "We're going back to his house." As they went back to Tazuna's house, where they met with Inari, and Naruto had his squabble with him and went outside. As Kakashi was still sleeping, Naruto trained at the night there, training in his taijutsu more, as he encountered Haku. As Naruto turned around and said, "Who's there?" Kunai in his hand. I'm sorry, I was just picking up some herbs for my friend." "I see." As they talked, as in canon, and Naruto fell asleep there. Next morning he returned and Kakashi asked where he was, and he told that he was in the woods training, and Kakashi told him that Zabuza is alive, and he informed them that a Kiri Hunter Nin was fake. Mainly he's in compliance. And Tazuna told them about, where the Karo's hideout was, or at least he thought that was. Kakashi, discouraged his Genins to go there all by themselves or with him because there might be a lot of goons and it might be an S-rank mission if they got there. They all agreed and told Tazuna that they will protect him and finish the bridge, and his team alongside with his clone and Ninken will return back to the village and get more help if ever Garo returned to the Wave Country. They all agreed to this, but they didn't know what awaited them. Time went by and the bridge was about to be completed. Naruto stayed back to protect Tazuna and his daughter alongside with his grandson, as his team went with Tazuna, or at least Tazuna's clone in his place, who was overseeing everything. As Time went by and Zabuza struck again alongside with his compliance this time. The goons which were sent, Naruto kicked their asses and, well, rendered them unconscious and tied them down as he rushed back, leaving some clones behind to protect the family to the bridge. As he rushed there, he saw that his team was engaging in a battle. Naruto, using his, strong taijutsu, broke through the mirror and entered it. As he, alongside with Sasuke's help, coordinated attacks and were able to deflect the scent bonds and destroy the mirrors. As Sasuke's Sharingan was turned 3 tomos now, as he put Haku in a genjutsu, which showed her the massacre of her family again. Naruto got behind him and knocked her out by chopping her neck and tied her with chakra suppression seals and some wires. As he got where Zabuza was, as he was too engrossed in his battle with Kakashi, he didn't know when Naruto crept up on him because his chakra signature was hidden thanks to teaching of Hiruzen Sarutobi, and he slapped chakra draining seals, 2 of them. Zabuza's chakra was now being drained hard as he felt tired as the minute passed by. He fell to one knee after battling with Kakashi some more time. What the hell? As then Naruto got behind him and kicked him on the face, throwing him into the trees, as he then neck chopped him, rendering him unconscious, tying his hands behind his back and putting chakra suppression seals on as well. His chakra was low enough to keep him alive, which was bare minimum, but he was unconscious as God arrived with clapping hands with his goons. Well, look what do we have here. The demon has lost alongside with his apprentice. I was going to kill them, but you did my job easy. Now, hand over the bridge builder and I'll let you live. What if we don't? Naruto said. Then I'll just kill you all. And he looked towards Sakura as he licked his lips. Then I'll have her as my personal cum bucket. Naruto, after hearing this, snapped. No one hurted his loved ones and precious people. Sakura has grown from being mean to good, and she was terrified with this because of goons. Naruto's, for the first time, power leaked out. His eyes turned red with slits. Kakashi knew what he was. Guys, go back. They all knew what Naruto held, as they were now in a safe distance. As Sakura spoke, Sensei, is this its power? Yes. It seems Naruto lost in his anger after he heard that. Sasuke was also seething in rage. His Sharingan was, when he thought about it, turning. For a moment it blinked and turned into petals and Mangekyo. Kakashi saw this as he looked back. He was shocked. For a brief moment Sasuke held his eyes as he was in pain. As once he looked up, they were indeed Mangekyo. As he looked towards Gato and yelled out, Amaterus! His eyes bleed out blood as black flames engulfed the midget as he screamed in pain. His goons threw water at him, but it didn't work out. He died there, screaming until nothing was left of him. Naruto, still cubified, dashed towards the goons, and it was a bloodbath. Every one of them was dead, butchered by him completely. Naruto didn't use his ability. Indeed, he used Cubis chakra. Inside Naruto's mindscape, he was still cubified after the massacre outside. As we go inside his mindscape, Naruto woke up in a dark place. In front of him was a cage, as 2 blood-red eyes looked at him. So, my jailer finally decides to visit me. To what do I owe the pleasure? I don't know. I became enraged, and the next thing I know, I'm here. That is why the seal is drawing on my power, even if it is corrupted. Are you? Yes, I am Kyubi no Kitsune, the embodiment of hatred. Well, I don't believe you. What? Can't you see the Nine-Tail and a Fox kid? Well, I believe you're the Nine-Tails, but embodiment of the hatred, no. How so? The Fox asked. I don't know, I just feel it in my guts you're not. Believe what you want, kid. But I do hate your kind and you all. Well, that is true, but You're not embodiment of hatred. At least that's what I think. You're a smart kid, you know that? Yes, true, I wasn't. Until your kind started to use mine as weapons. I'm sorry about that. What? You think a story is going to cut short hundreds years of pain, suffering my kind has been used to? Well, I know it can't be undone at least, but it is in the past. I apologize on their behalf, but there are some humans that are good in this world. And I am sure you have met them. Yes, I did. There were some, but the rest of them, they are power hungry. I'm not. I didn't want to draw onto your power. It kind of happened. I know. Well, Kyubi-san, can you stop that? Why should I? I am sorry for what happened, look, in your past, but please stop. I beg you. You beg me? Fine. I will do it. I will stop. But, tell me, Ningen, why do you think that I'm not embodiment of hatred? And not only that, why do you think that I can be changed? Well, I think you can be changed because you said yourself that you weren't at a time. Yes, once in my life I wasn't, but after that I was for the rest of my life. Well, true, but at that moment you were something else, something more sentient, and I can see that. I read about your history thanks to my, senseis who have a lot of research on you, and they all portrayed you as mindless beast, but clearly you are not. You can talk. You can express your feelings, which is enough of an evidence for me that you are not embodiment of hatred and not a mindless beast. And I have a new mission now in my life as well. A new goal. What might that be? To free you all. You do know that we might kill you all, or mainly our containers, if we are freed from you, separated from you, because your bodies have grown accustomed to our chakra and our presence. True, but there might be a way. I am learning from jutsu, so I might find a way or a loophole to that. Good luck on that, Ningen. But I am sure that it might be impossible. But thanks for the, feelings. Wow, you think of me as a friend now? Don't get ahead of yourself. You still have a long way to go to be considered my friend, but I'm on neutral grounds with you. At least you can know that. Thank you, Kyubi-san, for giving me a chance. Yes. You're welcome. Now go outside. Your, team is fretting over you. As Naruto bowed and left, Kyubi smirked. He might be the one that father talked about. We'll have to wait and see. Many of them changed after the first encounter. As Naruto left and was woken, he was laying on the ground of pile of dead bodies, his clothes covered in blood. As his teammates were there, Sakura was checking him. He's fine, but he isn't waking up. As Naruto stirred and woke up, what is going on? Sasuke, who has returned back to normal, blood marks on his eye. As Kakashi was silent, spoke Naruto. What happened? I don't know, Sensei. I felt rage after that guy talked about Sakura like this. Then I imagined all of my precious people. And then I lost it. I see. Have you talked to it? Yeah, I encountered Kyubi-san. San? Well, he's not that bad. I met him. Naruto. He attacked our village, Sakura said. I know. But I'm going to bottom of this. I don't think he will attack without a cause. And believe me when I say this, I will get to the bottom of this. But be careful, Naruto, Kakashi said, cutting his teammates short. I will, Sensei. Well, I believe in your judgment, but you have to tell this to Hokage, you know. I am going to tell Gigi, obviously, and Jiraiya Sensei as well. As Tsunade-bachan, or otherwise they will worry about me. Yes. Can you guys keep this a secret? He looked towards Sakura and Sasuke, as both of them nodded. Yes. But it was terrifying to see you use that power, Naruto. Sakura said, I'm sorry, but I don't know how I tapped into it. Hmm. It was the first time you used it, but that is why you might not know how you used it. Well, I felt a lot of rage, and after that I woke up in my mindscape. At least that's what the Kyubi-san told me it was. We have to return now to the village, Kakashi said. And after everyone thanked them, the villagers gathered and saw that Gaara was dead. They became happy, and Tazuna gave them a scroll of a treaty between them and their village, as they were the first one to walk off the village, as Naruto and his team were hailed as hero. What are we going to call the bridge? Inari asked. Seventh bridge. It will be good because they all saved us. Yes, it will be awesome, but I wanted to call it the Great Naruto Bridge though. Inari said. No, Inari, it will be wrong to not give the rest of them credit, right? As everyone cheered, it was the seventh bridge, named after Team 7 from Konohagakure no Sato, as there were all names written down on it. Kakashi Harake, Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki. As the team returned victorious from the first C-rank turned A-rank mission. As they arrived, they were in front of, Hokage and his advisors as they gave the treaty scroll. As Hiruzen was happy but was mad at Kakashi's judgment, Naruto, defended his sensei / big brother and told him it was his idea to move along. Let's just say Tsunade scolded him and bonked him on the head. As Team 7's Genins left, Kakashi stayed. Is there something wrong, Kakashi? He used its chakra. What? It caused everyone's eyes, as they all turned towards Kakashi serious. What do you mean? He didn't know how, but he said he was enraged. When Gato said that he was going to use Sakura as his, how can I say this? Intercourse slave, Tsunade was enraged after hearing this. Something happened to the other two. Naruto lost it and was, covered in one tail's worth of chakra. I could see one tail. It was bubbling around his body. His eyes turned red. His nails grew, so did his canines, as he ripped the goons apart. What? What happened to Gato then? Did he escape? Tsunade asked. No, he didn't. Something happened to Sasuke as well. His matured Sharingan, with our training, morphed into the next stage, the Mangekyo. What? Yes, he was enraged as well. Huh. I thought that the Mangekyo was achieved by killing someone close to you. But I think it can be achieved from either enragement or thinking about along the same lines of someone being used against their own wills by other. It is beneficial. It should be written down in a scroll and given to Sasuke for further if he ever tried to revive his clan and other Uchihas. As Kakashi nodded. You are to monitor them, Kakashi, because Sasuke cannot use his eyes or overuse them. It might be harmful for him. And I still have his parents' eyes here. His father had Mangekyo. I want Tsunade to implant these into his eyes. Well, Sensei, I will do it. As the Genins on the village were walking, as they went their separate way, Sakura and Sasuke went their own because they wanted some time alone. Naruto was still surprised. They were returning from Wave. Sakura confessed her love for Sasuke one last time, and Sasuke agreed and returned her feelings. Naruto was happy for them, both of them, as he was now walking until he encountered Hinata and Ino along their teams and senseis. They were returning from a C-rank mission as well. Hey Naruto, what are you doing here? Ino asked. Oh, Ino-chan. Hey Shika. Hey Choji. Hinata-chan is here as well. Hey Kiba, Kamaru. Hey Shino. Hello Naruto, they all said. Hey Asuma-sensei. Hey Kurenai-sensei. How are you all doing? We're doing fine, Naruto. How are you? Well, we returned from a mission. Where were you? We were at the Land of the Waves. What happened in your mission? Do you want to talk about it? We have to go and inform the Hokage about our mission. Don't worry, guys, you're off. I'll go. Same for you, team, said Kurenai, as both of the Jonins went to inform the Hokage. So, where do you want to go? As Naruto asked. They had for the first time gathered. Hey, where's Sakura and Sasuke? Ino asked. Well, they wanted some time alone. Something happened in the mission. What? Can we go somewhere private to talk? How about we go to my restaurant? No, somewhere more private, Choji. I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Where? Ino then said, how about my room, my house? Are you sure? We can go to my apartment if you want, as it was an opportunity for Ino and Hinata. Sure, we'll go there. As they all went to Naruto's apartment, which was surprisingly clean, surprisingly that he was living alone. Well, Tsunade took care of him and lived next to his apartment, so could be said for Jiraiya. Since where he lived, the apartments were cheap. He moved to a nice location near the academy, where, well, Jiraiya and Tsunade lived. They both lived in separate apartments, and Naruto lived in his own. But they all lived together, on the same portion and next to each other. As Naruto entered his apartment and let his friend in, he gave them some snacks as he settled down. So, Naruto, now that you're settled in, what happened? Shiga asked. Naruto began to explain how the fight went on and how he lost it. His friends were surprised, some were afraid. Naruto, Kiba asked, do you think that? No, I don't. I was just mad. When I thought about Ino and Hinata as well alongside Sakura like that, I became so enraged. I lost I was so lost in my anger that I didn't think straight, and the next thing I knew, I was woken up covered in blood. As Ino and Hinata hugged him. It's okay. You're here. Yeah, we don't blame you. Well, not completely at least. Well, it might be true that you lost it, but it wasn't your fault. You were trying to protect Sakura, and not only that, you thought about us. It's more than enough for the reason to use that power, but I didn't want to. It happened on its own. I don't think that I ever wanted to feel that again. That was so hatred. I was filled with so much hatred. I don't want to feel that again, ever again. I promise you, you won't, Ino said, as Naruto calmed down. So, what else happened? The guys were serious as they listened to Naruto's story. Naruto went on and said something happened to Sasuke as he yelled out something and the midget started to burn in black flames until nothing was left of him. He remembered that much, and the next thing he knew, he woke up and they were hailed as the hero, all of them. They were happy at the end of the story. Well, that was quite an interesting story right there, Naruto. It's not a story, Kiba. It did happen to us before our return. Well, I'm sorry about that, Naruto. Yeah, it is a drag though, but we all will get through it. I promise, Shika said. Yeah, as they then all laughed and talked, and it was now nighttime as they all returned. Naruto or his clones walked both Hinata and Ino back home as they poofed away after they were at home. As Naruto finally fell asleep and woke up in his mindscape, he then talked to Kyuubi some more, and they bonded. The whole night they talked, and it became a regular routine. He obviously informed his sensei the next day that he was talking, and he didn't think that the Kyuubi attacked on its own. His sensei were, suspicious and told him to be cautious. Naruto told him that there was a seal that prevented him from harming Naruto, and they were, calming down after hearing that. Time went by, and it was time for the Chunin exams. Everything was going as in canon. They met with Kankuro, Temari, and Gaara, which surprisingly Kurama informed that holds the One Tails. Naruto was on the edge and told the Hokage about this. They were quite surprised by this tactic by Suna, but during the second stage, they encountered Orochimaru. Orochimaru threw them all into the bushes with his attack when they were battling against each other. With him, at least, by helping each other. Naruto then gave them some signals and told them that he wanted them to go on ahead. escape as Naruto copied their chakra signature a little bit and formed two clones of them as they all rushed back from the bushes and attacked him. As Orochimaru poofed away the clones, "Do you think you can fool me, Naruto-kun? I know where they are and I will find them later." Naruto then was enraged by this pedophile and he then said, "Stop!" he yelled out. Orochimaru and everything within 40 meters froze. As then Naruto tried to free himself from his grip, and after some struggling, he managed to. In the meantime, both of the Genins reached the tower and alerted the Hokage. As the Hokage alongside Anbu and two of the Sannin arrived and saw that Naruto was still struggling to get out of his grip, as they managed to free Naruto and surprisingly slapped some seal on still frozen Orochimaru, which was chakra draining seal and chakra suppression seals, and dragged him back to where the prison was. Naruto then, after settling in and as Orochimaru was now captured, the second stage was cleared and put to hold for the preliminaries. There was a break for a day as Naruto then said, "Move!" Orochimaru's smirk fell when he saw something disturbing him. "What is going on?" You are here, Orochimaru. And then he contemplated and connected some dots. "You can stop time, can't you?" He looked towards Naruto who was there. "Interesting ability, indeed. Well, that is a bummer you're a Jinchuriki, but I will find a way to put a seal on you," he said, licking his lips. "No, Orochimaru. We have completely sealed off your chakra. You cannot use it anymore. And with Hiyashi-san's help, your chakra coils are destroyed. You will feel pain now." As Orochimaru was now in hell, he felt a lot of pain. "Curse you, Yugas! We have destroyed your ability to use chakra anymore. You cannot, no matter how much you shed. And this seal that I slapped on you was engraved on your skin. You cannot remove it. And I will not tell you where it is. Damn you! Damn you, Jiraiya. I will get you for this." "No, you won't. The only thing you will be getting is staying where Danzo's root base was. It is a prison specially prepared for criminals like you. Now you will be the first one to enter it." "Damn you, Sensei! Damn you all!" he yelled. Orochimaru was enraged. He was captured. And surprisingly, the body of the Kazekage was found the next day, and the attack never happened. Suna apologized, and everything went as well without a hitch. There was no Konoha crush. And after some time, it was finally that a crow appeared on window of Jiraiya. He received finally message from Itachi. He wrote down and at the end wrote down that Sasuke knew everything. The Elder's ploy was released to Itachi as well, and they wanted him to return. Itachi, once received the message in the Akatsuki pits, was surprised. He burned the message after reading it with his Sharingan on. He was happy that Sasuke knew that he had to do it, and his brother wanted him back. As he then faked his death on a mission with Kisame and left the Akatsuki for good. And the Akatsuki believed it because Itachi was a genjutsu specialist and nobody ever thought he was faking his death. As Itachi returned to the village, and people were surprised to see him, but Itachi disappeared and arrived in the council chambers in the form of crows. As he arrived there, the Hokage and advisors were there. They were ready. Once they saw it was Itachi, they calmed down. And Sasuke was called, and he met with his brother. And they reconciled with each other. And Itachi took over Sasuke's training from then on. And time went by. And Hinata and Ino finally confessed to Naruto. Naruto was training inside the village. He was now going on a training trip to Mount Miyaboku, where he was going to train in the Senjutsu chakra. And after 6 months of continuous training, he returned. But he was surprised to see that his village was about to be destroyed, until he saw 2 giant figures made out of chakra, one red and one purple, fighting against a man floating in the air. As everyone and every shinobi was there, battling against some other people and animals, Naruto entered his Senjutsu mode and put 5 clones there to summon Senjutsu Chakra if he ever needed it more. He got there and used his, completed Rasen Shuriken, alongside his Senjutsu to defeat the leader of the Akatsuki, as everyone told him, Pain. After that, he talked to Pain, and this time Pain offered him his Rinnegan's. Once he asked why, he told him that there might be people after his Rinnegan, and, with the help of his compliance, Conan, the Rinnegan was extracted and given to Naruto. Once Naruto returned victorious, everyone even more cheered. He was finally out of his parents' shadows and became the hero of the village. And with the help of Tsunade, the Rinnegans were implanted into his eyes. And once they were, Kyuubi was surprised to see that there was a bright light emitting inside Naruto, as if the Rinnegan belonged there. Rinnegan vanished once the operation was done and the bandage was removed. As Naruto then sent chakra to his eyes went from normal to ripples. But surprisingly, his Rinnegan was blue a little bit instead of purple. He could still use all the powers and abilities similar to Nagato, meaning there was no fear for Akatsuki or the remaining ones to ever summon Orochimaru or the Geto statue, because only Pain could do that. And the Geto statue, it was in now Naruto's possession, and Naruto sent it back with the help of Kyuubi to the moon where it belonged. Luckily, none of the Jinchuriki were harmed and the Bijus were secured, still sealed inside of them. And now their plan was flawed. Zetsu was enraged and wanted to kill Naruto and take his Rinnegan as per orders of the Tobi, and as he was about to attack, Naruto woke up, thanks to courtesy of Kurama, and Naruto beat the shit out of Zetsu and, formed Chibaku Tensei of his apartment, sealed Zetsu inside and sent him to space. Once everyone was alerted, he informed that a being known as Zetsu was there, as Kyuubi took over and informed of the real reason why Zetsu was there, to take Rinnegan and release the mother of the Sage of the Sixth Path. Once it was released, he was called to the council chambers where the rest of the council was. As Kyuubi talked and informed them about Kaguya Otsutsuki and how she became obsessed with power, and his sons, the Sage of the Sixth Path, and his brother, the ancestor of the Yuga clan, sealed her, making the moon and the Geto statue. They were separated from the Ten Tails and were sentient beings unless humans started to use them for power. As they all flinched at that and apologized, surprising Kyuubi. As Kyuubi went on to explain that only a person with Rinnegan can revive the Ten Tails, and in turn reviving the Kaguya again. And now that Naruto possessed, he was the only one, which caused many people to look at him. And Kyuubi then spoke, "Don't worry, he's on your side. He has too many precious people here, and he wants to achieve peace. That is what his goal is. He wants this hatred to stop." As the Hokage meeting was called, and Kyuubi still talked through Naruto to all of the Kages, informing them of the horrors if the Akatsuki got hold of all the Bijus and a Rinnegan, and they declared war on the Akatsuki, and hence war began. And, Kabuto, Orochimaru's compliance, used his Jutsu Edo Tensei and revived the fallen Kages, mainly those from other villages and none other than Madara Uchiha himself. The war began, but in the end, they all fell. They were reincarnations, nothing else. Even then, they faced many difficulty, but in the end, the villages were able to overpower them all and defeat them. They all became victorious. Naruto was the one, alongside with Sasuke, who delivered the final blow. Itachi was there alongside helping them fight. The final one to defeat them was none other than Sasuke, Itachi, Naruto, when KCM2 stayed alongside with, under the healing mark, Hinata, Ino, and Sakura, and Kakashi as well. They all faced against the Akatsuki, and it was revealed Obito was there, and his plan, and they battled, same as in canon. After dealing with each and every one of the Akatsuki and resealing all of them, the reanimated ones, it was done. The war was safe. Things could finally go back, but Naruto told them they needed to stay together, strong, because if Kaguya was out there, he felt that there might be more Otsuzukis, and surprisingly, in front of all of them, a figure appeared, mainly Hagoromo Otsutsuki himself. As everyone bowed, "Greetings," say to the six spots. As Hagoromo chuckled and informed Naruto and Sasuke that they are true, and there are more who are coming for the world. As he gave them more power, completely, half of his senjutsu went alongside with his ninjutsu to Naruto, while his ninjutsu went to Sasuke. They were surprised to hear that they were the reincarnation of his sons, Asura and Indra. Naruto had the sun power, while Asura had the moon. They could seal any Otsutsuki who ever came and destroy his chakra completely within, rendering him normal, anomaly, nothing else. And many came. Ishiki, Momoshiki, and Kishiki. All of them suffered the same fate as, well, Kaguya, but more worse, they couldn't use any power anymore, nor of their dojutsus. Naruto and Sasuke became the guardians of the world, and they had happy family with Naruto with Ino and Hinata, while Sasuke with Sakura. Itachi, well, hooked up with Shizune, and they started a family too. Things were finally happy. Tsunade and Jiraiya also hooked up finally. And, well, Tsunade became the fifth Hokage. Naruto was well sad about this, but he was happy for his Bachan to become the fifth Hokage. The village prospered, and the elemental nations were allied together and in peace. The next generation was born, and they were all happy, as they were in Boruto. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing